Welcome to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome, and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Our Tampa Bay Lightning defeated the New York Rangers 4-1 last night in Amalie Arena on Channel Side. It was a wonderful game. They pulled the series to 2 wins. New York Rangers won the first 2 games at Madison Square Gardens, and the Tampa Bay Lightning following Game 3 and 4 in Amalie Arena. Last night's game was a wonderful game. Palat, Kucherov, Stamkos, all the players played hard all night long. Some beautiful passes down the middle to Kucherov to score one. Stamkos scored one on a good pass by Palat. It was a great game. It was just, we had them 2-0, 3-0. It was 3-1. It wound up 4-1. We evened the series 2-2. And we head back up tomorrow night. The taping of this show's Wednesday. So tomorrow night on Thursday, we will play Game 5 at Madison Square Gardens, New York City, against the New York Rangers. And it's going to be an explosive game. We need to win that game. We got 2 games up in Madison Square Gardens, game number 5 and the game number 6. And then this Game 7 would be back in Tampa. So we need to win. We need to win as many as we can. We look like we played with a lot of enthusiasm in Game 4. We came out and took the game early and kept the game ahead all game long. It was a wonderful, tough game. The New York Rangers are an excellent hockey team. And so congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning in their victory. And we will continue to keep you posted on what goes on in the upcoming game. Blackjack Braden Point has been injured. He had been skating. I know he wants back on the ice. He wasn't allowed the game 3 or 4, possibly. When we're up in New York Thursday and Saturday, that we will see him on the ice. But until he's ready, he's not ready. So that's all I can say about Blackjack Braden Point right now. So we're going to move on now to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their mini mandatory preseason camp, training camp. They play underwear football, they call it, because they don't have any pants on, but the little boxers have to run around with shoulder pads. They get paid quite good money to go, though. And you get fined real good money if you don't go. It's mandatory, so everybody's there. Tom Brady, everybody but Gronk, because he's not signed yet. Still believe he'll come, but don't believe he's going to come to these camps until regular training season or training camp opens in July. And he'll probably show up in July at the training camp. Maybe he'll wait till preseason starts in August. Show up then. There ain't no telling. But I still believe, Sports Talk with Cowboy believes that he'll be back with us. Donna Casillo, on the other hand, as we know, won't be. So not a lot of news as far as the Bucs are concerned, other than the players we knew are out there. Now we know Gage has been nicked up. Our receiver we got out of Atlanta in free agency, he did not participate in the running. And of course we know Chris Godwin's out. Chris will not be ready to start the season. So it will be Gage on the other side of Evans out there with the Bucs. We do have some receivers though. Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson, Darden, we got Perryman. They're all out there during this really pre-season, pre-camp, training camp that they're having in Tampa. That's about only news we have with the Bucs as of yet on this show tonight. So we're going to move away from the Bucs and move on to the Tampa Bay Rays. They beat the Rangers a couple games out in Arlington, Texas. They've had ups and downs with their pitching. Their hitting has increased, and sometimes their hitting will be good, pitching will be bad. And again, we've said it before, they got to get the rhythm. But they're going 5-5 in the last 10 games, and they played the Yankees and they played the Angels. So they're doing pretty good for where they are. We have a lot of pitcher injuries, and our bats have been cold. Wandy Franco is still out injured. He is not back playing either. So we need these players back in the fold to get a good view of what they're really going to be down the stretch. And we've got a long way to go in Major League Baseball, as you know. So that's where we're at with the Rays. We're now going to go on to the United States Football League. Week 8 is through. Week 9 is on the schedule for this weekend. The Tampa Bay Bandits defeated Houston Gamblers 13-3 and moved into 4-4 as their season record. The New Orleans Breakers were defeated 10-9 by the Birmingham Stallions, and they dropped to 5-3. Week 9 will see the Tampa Bay Bandits play the New Orleans Breakers, and it will be the pivotal and last spot in the USFL's playoff, because the other 3 teams that will be in the playoffs have already been have won their way in. The New Jersey Generals have won the division of the North. Philadelphia Stars are going in the playoffs in the North. The Birmingham Stallions, as we know, the division champs of the South. There's only 1 spot left. There's only 2 teams that matter. And they're going to play this week. So all us Bandit fans, let's get out there and support the Bandits. They need our support in this game. It's going to be a tough game. The New Orleans Breakers almost won that game against the Birmingham Stallions. If they hadn't had a pick, they could have went down there and kicked the field goal and won the game. And Breakers are a good team. Both me and DJX support those Breakers and how good they are. They're a good team. And our Bandits are a good team. So we're going to have a good game this week in the United States Football League. So continue to watch USFL Week 9 action. It's pivotal, that one game I'm talking about, because the other 3 teams are already in the playoffs. So now we're going to go to our question and answers. And we got the first question from Tammy in Winter Haven. And Tammy wanted to know about the Tampa Bay Lightning and the injury to Braden Point. And Tammy, Braden Point still has that lower body injury by definition on the official injury tally, or roster they call it in the NHL. But between you and me, he's out there skating. He's been skating, and they've let him skate for duration. They're letting him skate 15, 20 minutes at a time on a slow scale to see what his injury will do. They're trying to give him the endurance to see whether he can play the whole game. So I think he will be back, Tammy, in this very pivotal game 5 and 6 to go to the Stanley Cup. It depends on what happens in game 5. Do I sense he'll be there tomorrow night? Not really, but game 6 I look for him, and game 7. Well, I'm praying. We'll see. But I think he's coming back, Tammy. I think Braden Point's on his way back. God bless you, Tammy, for your question, and thank you for your support. And the next question is from Ed, and Ed lives in Sebring, and Ed wanted to know what I thought about Juan DeFranco's injury with the Tampa Bay Rays. And Juan DeFranco has had this hindering injury, and he has had hamstring problems ever since the start of spring training. And it was, short spring training at that, Ed. But he has played quite a few games with the Rays, but he didn't look real well out on the field. His bat got cold, and they figured it best to go ahead and set him down and give him a little bit of time now in the early part of the season, relatively. We're not at the All-Star break yet, and let him get healed so he can make the run after the All-Star break, when the running for the pennant and running for the playoff positions are there. Don't want to get him injured during that time. So he's down. I don't suspect Eddie will be back in the next couple series. I look for him to be back in 10 days to a limited capacity. They might send him down to the minors in Durham up in North Carolina and let him bat a little bit for a couple games to see how he does. But he'll be back, Ed. About 10 days, he'll be back. They need him back, and he'll be back. But they're not going to rush him. So thank you for your questions, Ed, and God bless you for your support. DJX, what you got for me tonight?
Well, Cowboy, you know how we do it. Let's get right into it tonight. All right, NBC Sports report. USFL players vote to unionize. The USFL didn't want its players to unionize. The USFL didn't get what it wanted. Via Sportigo.com. The USFL players voted on Monday to appoint the United Steelworkers as their exclusive bargaining representatives. What you think about that?
Well, the NFL players have got a union. In Major League Baseball, every major sport has a union.
Mm-hmm.
And unions are great things.
It is.
But when you're an infant team, infant league, they're playing on the margins. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're playing on the margins in that they don't even travel. They stay in Birmingham. They're trying to cut costs so the league will survive. They're trying to cut costs so they don't make a long-term stadium agreement with the town that they represent in their town. They're trying to get themselves their feet down. When they came into this league, their main thing the USFL said is they have 3 years worth of money to operate the way they're running, just the way they're doing now.
Okay.
And after that, we'd have a different situation. But for now, we want to go 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
We have the money to cover 3 years at the cost expenditures and everything else. 3 years. So, is it a little premature? Yes. Is it going to hurt anything? I don't think so if USL players are smart enough.
Gotcha.
Because, I understand they're going to say, well, to the NFL, USFL. The wages I know is a little bit low, but again, we're trying to stay ourselves in this margin.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in this USFL, you got to think in your mind, look, if I play 3 years, things are going to change for all of us. You know what I mean? So let's keep this thing alive for 3 years, you know?
Yeah.
Four spring leagues. They've all failed at the USFL. That back in the 80s. They're reborn, and like we said last week on the show, here's their mission. Make that championship game in Canton, Ohio, playoff game first, and the following week the championship game, and we, the USFL, and you, the players, have won. Okay? So bear with us. We've got 2 more years on this plan. Maybe we can compensate you a little bit more, but we don't want to get crazy. You know what I mean? We don't want labor, we don't want no labor stoppage.
Right.
Because we have developed the contracts for these networks for 3 years.
USFL Week 8 scores results. Stallions still remain unbeaten.
Stallions best team in football, in the USFL. We watched them from the start with them old horse heads on them fans. They got the fans. Birmingham's done a wonderful job hosting USFL all year long. God bless Birmingham, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
God bless those people in Birmingham, Alabama to put their hands together for the Birmingham Stallions. And listen, welcome the other 7 teams as if they were their team. So, they live there. They eat their food there. They go to favorite restaurants there, all the teams of the whole league. Yeah. So, Birmingham came out undefeated right now going into week 9, and they're the champs of the South. So they're going to make it. They might win the whole thing. They might.
All right. Tampa Bay Bandits keep playoff hopes alive.
They did by beating the Houston Gamblers 13-3 last week.
Yeah.
They kept them alive.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to keep them alive by beating the New Orleans Breakers this week.
All right. Let me give you these, jump off into the USFL has announced game times and TV assignments for the upcoming Week 10 schedule beginning June 18th. Week 10 is the final week of regular season play before top 2 teams in each division head to Canton, Ohio for the playoffs. Here are the matchups, all-time Central. Saturday, June 18th, Philadelphia Stars 5-3 versus New Jersey Generals 7-1, 11 a.m. on USA Network. Birmingham Stallions 8-0 versus Tampa Bay Bandits 4-4, 3 p.m. on Fox. Sunday, June 19th, Michigan Panthers 1-7 versus Pittsburgh Maulers 1-7, 3 p.m. on USA Network. New Orleans Breakers 5-3 versus Houston Gamblers 1-7, 7:30 p.m. Fox Sports 1. That's what I got for you tonight, Cowboy.
Well, thank you for your questions, DJX.
No doubt.
And all supporters, I want to thank you for your continued support. We've had great numbers this last show. We've set all-time record numbers, and thank the studio and thank all the people that put this show on, and you, the supporters that put the show on and keep it up and keep the viewership up. And I want to personally thank you, and God bless you until next show. Go Bucks, go Bandits, Cowboy out.